I want to talk about trust and forgiveness. I hear women in the beginning stages of trauma where they bring up forgiveness and how people are just asking them to just forgive, just let it go. For me personally, I've found that I forgave actually pretty quick, and it was the trust. I did not trust for one reason. There wasn't anything to be trusted in the beginning. Still lying, a lot of gaslighting and minimizing and blaming and, shifting the responsibility back onto me. When you've got all that going, it's really hard to think clearly, even trust ourselves. And so I would encourage you to work on trusting yourself. Got to rebuild that trust and ability to trust yourself first. If you believe in God and you're in that place right now, work on regaining that trust with God, anchoring into Him, learning to retrust yourself, listen to those gut instincts, those thoughts and feelings like, okay, I need to do this. You got to learn to trust yourself. And as you do that, you're going to gain more confidence and you'll be like, okay, yeah, I was right. I was really listening. My gut was really telling me what I needed to do. The Spirit was prompting me in that moment, and I acted on that. As you learn to trust yourself, and if your husband is working on his own healing and recovery, you will be able to notice that, and you'll be able to trust more, and that takes time. And then you'll be able to identify more of the ways that you are forgiving. And remembering that forgiveness is really for you. Because, if we really aren't forgiving, oftentimes it can shift into resentment and bitterness. And I remember numerous times thinking, okay, I don't want to be resentful and I don't want to be bitter because I've been around people who are bitter and their lives are miserable. And so I did a lot of things to help me to avoid slipping into that bitterness and that resentment. And it does take work and intention. And also, one of the things to help with forgiveness is shifting into gratitude. And that could just be, looking out the window and thinking, oh, I'm so grateful for the beautiful weather. I'm so grateful for the trees and for the flowers and for the birds. I'm so grateful for the beautiful clouds. All of those things that we think about that we're grateful for will help boost those dopamine levels, those feel-good hormones. It'll help us to move more into that realm of forgiveness. Also knowing that if we're struggling with forgiveness, we're probably in part of that grief cycle. So we might be in denial, like, how did this even happen? Or, just denying our story, really grieving over that, being sad or mad or frustrated or bargaining with God. And it takes time to move from that denial and all those stages of grief into that acceptance, accepting our story that happened. And as we progress on this healing and recovery journey from betrayal trauma, part of that acceptance leads us then into, okay, what have I learned? How's that helped? If you're in real raw trauma right now, it's going to be really difficult for you to accept and think about things that you're learning. As you go along, if you can, reflect on, okay, wait, I am progressing. I've learned these tools and they're helping me and they're really making a difference. I'm seeing a difference in how I feel and my interactions with those around me and how I'm able to act more versus react.
If you're finding this video helpful or want to help us reach others in need, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it really supports our channel. Thank you.
And then over time, where I'm at in my journey now, I actually can say, wow, I am so grateful for all that I've learned because I'm able to help other people who are in that desperate, raw, just intense pain. And I can help hold that space, really have empathy and compassion. Be like, I know, and I hear you. Here are some of the things that can help. I do know they help because I'm in a way different place now. Another key piece for helping with that forgiveness and moving into forgiveness is that self-compassion, loving ourselves and just knowing that we're human, that we have these feelings and these pains. And that's part of our human experience, although we don't like it. And realizing that we're not the only one going through really hard things. But there are other people going through really hard things, and that we are human. We make mistakes, and that's what we're here for. And we're learning and we're growing and we're progressing, and we have more of that guilt. Okay, maybe I didn't do this quite so well, and I'm learning from that. And look at my intention now. I'm working on improving and doing better. That pulls us out of the shame and helps us to move forward. That helps give us momentum. We can think of with our healing and recovery from trauma. Okay, how can I move through this? Whether it's moving our body with stretching or walking, or reaching out to others, or journaling. Or some other things that you like to do, reading, crafting, writing, all of those things are movement and help us to move through the trauma and the grief and all of the emotions. And that self-compassion is another antidote for the resentment and bitterness and helping us to move into that forgiveness. That self-compassion helps us to forgive ourselves. I think that probably took me longer than forgiving my spouse and those others that had hurt me, was forgiving myself. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I'm so sorry you feel responsible for this. I'm so sorry that you didn't know how to navigate this and it turned out so wrong. So sorry. And I know this is hard. And then moving into, even though this is really hard, I love myself. I am working on my healing and recovery. I'm moving forward and I don't know how to navigate all of this. And so I'm just doing a little bit at a time, one step at a time. And then I keep reaching out for help from those who can guide me, reach up to God, learn to listen to the Spirit, learn to listen to myself, trust myself in this moment. Even if everything's confusing and those around me are telling me otherwise, I'm going to trust myself right now. I'm making the best decision that I know right now. With everything that's in front of me, these are my choices. And this is part of that process, of those steps of taking action, of moving forward, allowing yourself the time to heal. And if you need to, put the forgiveness aside and work on trusting yourself, creating safety for yourself, finding support that is safe, that's going to encourage you and provide you with tools and resources to help build your confidence, build your self-esteem, remember who you are, rebuild your worth, and to be able to step back into your power. And I know that this is possible. Trauma And healing from trauma takes time and energy. And when you have safety and you have good support, that is going to help you generate that energy as you implement your self-care and self-compassion. Regain that trust with yourself because you're finding trust with a small group of people that can help you. And these are some of the first steps for your healing and recovery. You're in a good place. And I hope that you will take a look at Worth and join a group and find that support from those women who will hold the space for you while you share your story, share your pain, hear the encouraging words that those women are rooting for you, develop a love for you, and help you to go from where you are to where you want to be, where you can find that peace and joy and happiness again. You're worth it. You can do this. You have the strength. You're already taking steps to move forward, and keep doing the work and investing in yourself so that you can find that safety and security and peace and be able to expand. I wish you the best. Take care.